Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This will get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news today will be dominated by the RBA rate review at the end of the day, especially as US financial markets are on holiday for their President's Day. Meanwhile, Canadian housing starts rose in January from December and came in 3.7% higher than year-ago levels. Montreal and Vancouver demand drove the increases. Across the Pacific, the Japanese economy continues its good rebound, with their growth rate beating estimates, and by quite a bit. Japan's GDP grew by 0.7% quarter-on-quarter in the fourth quarter of 2024, accelerating from an upwardly revised 0.4% expansion in the third quarter. This marked the third consecutive quarterly growth on the back of strong rebounds in business investment. Year on year, it is up 2.8%, which was very much better than the 1% expected. This is a very good result for Japan, who has struggled to expand for a long time. And don't forget, this is the world's fourth largest economy. Singapore's exports actually fell in January and by 3.3%, and that was much more than the 0.3% dip expected. Chinese new vehicle sales slipped in January from December. Not only was it the usual seasonal dip, it was more than expected. And the year-on-year change also dipped slightly, which was not something we've seen since the pandemic. And it was a similar story for Indian exports, which fell in January from December to be 1.3% lower than the same month a year earlier. India is not a powerhouse exporter, with theirs only about 10% of China's, and less than that for Taiwan. They export at about the same level as Australia and Vietnam. Those weak exports meant its trade deficit widened. At 4:30, we'll get the latest update to the RBA cash rate target. Markets expect a 25 basis point cut to 4.10%, but you have to say the conviction in the market is not high. All three possibilities are still live: a cut, no change, or even a hike, given their highish inflation levels. We'll know soon enough. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 4.49% and up 1 basis point from yesterday at this time. And the price of gold will start today at just under $2,898 an ounce, up $15 from yesterday. And oil prices are up 50 US cents in the US at just on $71 a barrel, while the international Brent price is unchanged at $75 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is now at 57.4 US cents, unchanged from yesterday. Against the Aussie, we're down 10 basis points at 90.1 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're up 20 basis points at 54.8 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at just over 67.2 and down 10 basis points at this time. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.